Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Arunachal Ramanaya Om. Namaste everyone. Can't see Neelakantan ji. Anyone wants to say anything? Let's, there is someone asking something. Manasvi, you have to unmute yourself and switch on your video.
Namaste.
Hello, Namaste Manasvi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, very well.
I'm very pleased to attend these satsangs. I'm based from India. So one day it was a blessing. I saw one of the YouTube satsang, and then that's how I came to these satsangs. And my question was, at some points in time, I'm able to be a drishta, witnessing everything. At, at the other point of time, I am able to see that I'm silent. The mind is silent, or no thoughts and all of that. I'm able to witness, but there is some form that is it a desire, or I don't know, but to be in that state of being drishta all the time, rather than seeing the mind of having no thoughts or something, but having the form of drishta, is that feeling is very special, where I could sense it or be in that minute milliseconds. So how could, please help me out, how can I carry it forward, and what can I do?
Do you do any practice?
Yeah.
What sort of practice do you do?
Like bhakti marga.
Can you elaborate?
Japa. Sorry?
Can you elaborate more on Bhakti Marg?
It is about japa and meditation. Mantra japa.
So your mantra japa, how long do you do mantra japa for every day?
It actually depends. In the morning, I make myself available for the spiritual practices.
But japa can continue throughout the day.
Yeah.
Because if you have taken japa and you want to continue with japa, japa can continue even when you are working.
Yeah, but again, there's duality, no? There's always something running behind the mind. At some points of time, I feel like there's something going on. No, I need complete silence. Let me just stay still. There's even this coming up and even that. So
the one who is asking for complete silence actually has to disappear. This is the thing. The one who is looking for something which is different from now has to go. Do you understand this?
Trying to.
Yeah. So what happens is that something in us desire to be there, to be this, to be that.
No, it is like once there was some type of mandala that which I had taken recently, like in the past year. So it was like throughout the day you chant some number of things. That in that chanting, the mind is so tranquil and so calm that you just want silence and nothing else. That was the that was not a desire out of like you go into the samsara or the maya shakti, but into the other side of silence. I felt that, not the other side, like no, I don't want to do this, I want to be in the uh, like samsara, not that way. I don't know if I'm clear or no.
Can you repeat your question or rephrase your question?
Sure, like removing all the spiritual practices and everything, the my only question was, sometimes I'm able to be complete a drishta for seconds, drishta towards all the actions what's happening within and everything. And after that like there are no thoughts, no, nothing, some portion some part of the day. But some like that I mentioned, the milliseconds are only the drishta bhava, where I'm able to witness. In one part during the practice, I could see that I could witness during my sleep, I can say 1 millis some portion of the sleep I could witness that I'm dreaming and the body is sleeping. That type of drishta bhav, how can I prolong, or how can I get into my practice? Because they say, like we are always inculcated with all the vasanas, samsaras, for many years, and those practices are there in us. To inculcate these divine practices, we have to keep on pondering on them and all. So I want to inculcate this drishta.
And let's say if you become drashta, then what will happen? That's the end game. That's what you think?
I don't want any end game on anything. I just want to stay in that
Drashta.
drishta bhav. That's all. Nothing. Because in that, there's your mind is completely nil. You don't have any emotions. You don't have any bhavana. It is all, you're in that supreme bliss and supreme ananda. That state gives you goosebumps. Even seeing and explaining about that, my body is having goosebumps. It is just an experience to have. So being in that state is something that I can't explain.
So, Manasvi, that is your natural and real state. And that is a natural and real state of all of us. How much we are entangled in mind or maya, but that is our natural state.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just try to explain from Advaitic perspective, then you will understand this Drashta Bhav. So, we all know that Atman is one, universal, not even two. So, when we say I am Brahman or Atman, if I am Atman and Brahman, that means not this body or not the drashta from this body. Drashta is universal drashta, witness. And only obstacle for that natural state to stay all the time is I am the body idea. Because I am the body idea keeps us as an individual, which we call as Jiva, the one who is thinking I am this body I have my own thoughts, my own conditioning. All the people today, let's say in satsang, and all the people in this world, we are like mini islands only because of our mind. Because mind is very, very unique. Even if there are twins, their mind will be different. So, if we want to stay in that eternal pure witnessing state, only thing we have to give up is not the mind or the body, but identification with mind and body. Mind and body is only one complex, mind-body complex. As we know, there are panchkoshas. They are all part of the body only. And manomaya kosha and our intellectual sheath and the body and everything is just one. When we say mind, we also say body. When we say body, we also say mind. So this identification has to go. Now comes the utmost important principle of Advaita, that Aham Brahmasmi, I am everything. But day to day, do we feel that I am everything? The person arguing with me is me, my employee is with me, is me, employer is me, whatever, everything in the room is me. Or at least can we say that everything is coming out of me? And the best analogy is when we sleep at night, all that we see in our dream is coming out of us, and we all agree, isn't it? Coming out of our own mind. It creates a body, it creates everything. Now, in that perception from mind in which we hold our individuality, as you correctly said, sometimes we have a lucid dream in which we are drashta and we know it is a dream and everything, even the individual as me, is part of dream. And that is so beautiful, because the moment we know that I am only drashta, all the suffering in dream ends, because we know it is just a dream. The body is lying in bed, we are dreaming, I am the witness, and in that witnessing there is a body and there are people and a situation. Now bring to right now, in this waking dream, there is a body, there is a situation, there are people, and exactly it is a dream. Now, accept it. If you accept what I am saying, because this is pure Advaitic teaching, that is not a teaching of any concept, teaching of reality. This is beyond all religions, beyond your notions, concepts. It is the ultimate. Now when you can stay as drashta now and take this principle to your heart and accept it first, because unless you accept it, it is so hard to even stay as awareness, which is actually impersonal. It is not a person which becomes drashta. That drashta, that awareness is everywhere, all the time. Whatever happening to the body or not happening to the body, or whatever happening to the mind or not happening to the mind. The moment you enter in that sphere of awareness, you get beyond time and space. Body is a space and all activities are in that time. And then there is no one to say that I am drashta or I am not drashta and I am slipping away into body-mind complex. But first thing first, you should understand what it is. And then it just takes over. It takes over all your personality. It takes over all your individuality. It makes you one with everything. Then what momentary you are saying is exactly true, but this momentary you want natural. So when the witnessing is spontaneously happening, it's good. When it's not spontaneously happening, put efforts to be just a drashta. Sakshi Bhav, just watching mind. And you can do it, everyone can do it. Because this is the power given to us. We are that awareness. It is like in this awareness, there is a mix-up of mind, mix-up of body, mix-up of emotions, intentions, feelings, sensations, everything gets mixed up.
There was another point that I would like to include. The mind is only like wherever we put our attention, only there the awareness goes, the mind goes there. But consciousness is whole from tip to toe. It's just not in one place. As yes, from bodily aspect, if we see the consciousness is here, tip to toe, just not in one portion, one place. And then if we keep on spreading, it's all over the universe. It's all one. It's never separate. We are not separate from it, and it is not separate. We are all like from us. It is, and from that we are.
Very true. So that awareness, now coming to this, so most of the time, because we have so much identification with body, we want to be drashta from this body point of view. But awareness is in everything. Everything is in that awareness. So we can't say that my limit ends at the body level or in heart or in mind or brain. People can give concepts. But the moment this differentiation occurs in us, this witnessing becomes deeper and deeper. We find that we are in everything and everything is in me. This differentiation as different things becomes very difficult even to remember. So you can start with the human beings. So human beings, you see, because whatever the awareness speaks, still it looks like duality because it uses a body. Even if you know that in awareness you are everything coming, you still have a form through which you interact, isn't it? There's a mouth from which the words comes. But you know that though at this moment, this from that jiva bhav which I had before, it is gone, but still it's using a body. But I am not the body. It is like an instrument. So understand, the body becomes an instrument forever of that awareness. And the awareness has a free flow in the body, outside the body, around the body. And your identification with the body drops. Same time you become awareness. You are already awareness, but now you have no limits. That person which always thought I am the body somehow disappears because it was only a concept. There is no jiva. We say like this, that there is a jiva, there is a soul, there is an individual. It transcends, it takes birth from birth. This is what we believe, and we have firm conviction, we have so much of attachment. So it stays like that. But the moment you go deeper in your own introspection, there cannot be any new birth for you because there is nothing like this. How can I have a birth? And this illusion which was taking you on a ride for so many births, I don't know, millions of years, goes away like this in few weeks of practice. How beautiful it is and how surprising it is, isn't it? Just because maybe you have never looked into it in the past so many births, or maybe even in this life. Otherwise, to get rid of this illusory body is not that difficult. People don't try. And people don't have that much of deep longing for it. I was talking to someone who is on a spiritual sadhana for 30 plus years. And I wanted to understand where the obstacle is. And when I explained, and we were at some very much of deep understanding, he snapped out. He said, look, I enjoy my family. I enjoy my kids. I have done all hard work, and I have created all this with honesty, with purity, and my ego is not at all corrupt. So I don't want to get rid of it. So clear. You know, I have seen again and again and again, without any exception, that the one who stays in bondage actually loves bondage. And there can be millions of excuses. Every person can have a different excuse. But I have always seen, it is my like an experiment which I've done again and again and again with people, that people want to be that. People don't want freedom.
One day you were mentioning about the burial ground Vairagya, Smashana Vairagya. They mention in the Vedanta classes also. Like it comes and goes and comes and goes. It should, the Vairagya should be complete and 100%. It should not be like a moment you're in the poison and other moment you're in the nectar.
Yeah. And I think that is kripa, that is grace. Grace of God, when it is fully on us, somehow the whole thing just drops. And it is also a slow process, though it happens in a fraction of a second and that realization comes. But solidification of that realization can take sometimes months, sometimes years, because there are something in us which has to finish it off, you know. But I'll tell you another secret about self-inquiry taught by Bhagavan. If you question, who am I? Who am I? मैं कौन हूँ? Now, who is asking whom? मैं कौन हूँ? But if you ask it sincerely, मैं कौन हूँ? Do you think God will lie to you? He will say you are a monster? Or he will say you are a jiva? No. If the question is asked in all honesty, you will get to the source. Because here, whom are you asking? You're asking.
Can I share two more experiences?
Yeah.
There's one time when I was questioning the self-inquiry, who am I and all, and I slipped into most probably not sleep, but they say shavasana in yoga language. Then I could see that I'm questioning myself within. I'm witnessing. I'm able to see that inside this conversation going where I'm asking, who am I? And I could be a drishta of that. And the other time, it so happened. I guess it slipped my mind what I wanted to share the other moment. I'll just tell in due course if I recollect it.
Our faith should be so firm, so staunch. You know, I have to say, people who are on Bhakti Marg, whatever your faith is, faith should be very, very firm and eternal, and it works. Let's say, and Bhagavan has given, Raman Maharshi has given both faith and Gyan, Bhakti and Gyan both. For Bhakti he has given himself and he has given Arunachala. And you read Arunachal Puranam, it says, if you just remember even in your thoughts, Mukti is certain, but people still have doubts. Is it? Will it happen? If Shiva is saying, then why will it not happen? It will not happen if you don't have 100% faith. Just remembering this. Yeah, go ahead.
Bhagwan tells that to identify from where the thought arises. I could just see, like, whenever the thought comes, when you center it or concentrate on that, nothing is left. Actually, it is the self. In Dakshinamurti Stotram, there's a Stotram where it tells when a lamp is kept and they say that they have that dupe or something where the holes are there on that, where you have a dupe and then you have a cup on it, and if that cup has many holes, that dupe will eliminate, like through the holes the smoke comes out. Even the light will come out if it is a dark room. So the same self is eliminating through all these senses. It is explained in Dakshinamurti Stotram also. So if Bhagwan is telling that if the thought arises, it is through the senses, it is through the mind, and uh, if we center it back, it is the self alone.
That is what I was saying, that if you ask this question, who am I, मैं कौन हूँ, then there is no one answering, but you are placed in the source. That inner silence, that divine silence, without any thought, and you come back home. And this is the answer. There is not that when you say, who am I, someone will say, and it happens sometimes when I ask people, you ask what then they give a ready-made answer that I am Brahman. No one is going to speak from inside, no. That is why Advaita starts where most of the religions end, because they end in a personal God, knowing the personal God. Here the journey starts and we say it is illusion. See, so many people, so many religions, just seeing the God in whom will you believe, you see it, it is the end of the story, isn't it? Like, this is what it is. Here Bhagavan says it is fake. You have to go beyond it. And the people who have gone beyond, we know, Papaji, Ramakrishna Paramahansa's story, you can see, he always believed in Durga, and then Durga, he has to finish that form also. And then know that you are that formless. So this path which we all are here together, there's nothing, there's no other teaching. This is just the ultimate. This is finishing off all your concepts. And it is so profound, it's so easy, so simple. And you don't have to do too many rituals here. You don't have to spend money for it. You don't have to do basic course and advanced course and then super advanced course.
Just leave all your attachments.
Yeah. You just have to keep working within you. And you stay in the source. Source is so pure. It will burn away all your impurities. Because you think they are your impurities. They have nothing to do with you. They are just like in dream. Dream body, dream mind, dream word. It has no significance, no importance. Our mind gives importance. See your life or anyone's life, our mind gives importance in different ages, different times of our life to different things. Sometimes something is very important, then we have other taste, other interest, the other thing becomes important. But in reality, what is important in dream? Tell me. It is just a dream. The most important thing is us. Knowing us is important. Nothing else is important. And more you go deeper, you realize that what knowledge you want. You are the knowledge. You are the knower. You are everything. Everything comes from you. You are the Guru of Gurus. You are the Shiva. There is nothing outside external. You don't need any support. You are self-effulgent, self-support. All else is mithya, illusion. It is important that to reach to that experiential understanding that I am Shiva, you need some support initially with your practice, having a form, having a teacher, having a guru, sitting together with someone, reading scriptures, contemplation. But what happens when you reach source? You know you are the source. All these people who go to temples to pray to Shiva are actually praying you only. Or you can say they are praying themselves only. But because right now they are in illusion, this is the way to know it. But once they know it, they will know it is in me. So sometimes to break this illusion, we have to take a long, tedious path. But Advaita does not believe in taking many steps or taking a long path or a curved path. It just starts where it has to end. And that is why we say, Aham Brahmasmi. I am that Brahman. Now just find that Brahman. If I am that Brahman, then I should know it. If all Advaitic test says that Brahman is Satya and this Jagat is Mithya, what does that mean? But I see Jagat, I see everyone. How is it Mithya? That we need to understand. It is not Mithya in that sense that it is not existing. It is existing. So how do you know that it is Mithya? What is Mithya in it is to be known. Not the Jagat as such is true, but Jagat,
which is subject to change.
But the Jagat is Mithya because there is duality in it. That is wrong. The moment it becomes one, that Brahman is known, on that substrate of that, this Jagat is known. If the Brahman is Satya, first, then you can say Jagat is Satya. But you can't say first as Jagat is Satya because it is coming from Brahman. And once you know Brahman, you know that the whole Jagat, everything is Brahman only. There is no duality. So duality is Mithya, duality is illusion, duality is unreal. Rest, if all is coming from Brahman, you, me, everything, then it is also true. So this Mahavakya importance is to know Brahman. Once Brahman is known, we understand why this Jagat is false. This world is false the way we see it. If we start seeing it as Brahman, as the product of Brahman, as one, then it also becomes true. But true in a very different sense, not the way we see right now. Right now we see everyone as different. And all problem of this world is just because of duality, nothing else. Advait is the end of all suffering. Because in Advait we know I am not the body and I am not the mind. I am the source of it. And source of this body and mind, which I thought I was, but source of all bodies and mind. All sorts of bodies and minds, not just human bodies, all sorts of bodies and mind. Do you think the one who has written Upanishad had different experience? No, all of them had same experience. When Bhagavan got Gyan, his devotees brought some books from library and he looked through it and he found that what he is experiencing is written in these books. It is so beautiful to know. It is so, what should I say, confirming to us, isn't it? That in 1950 he left body. He was among us. There is still continuity of his devotees. And whatever he did, said, everything is written. There is no superimposition of concepts over concepts. Nothing is lost. They have even preserved pratilipis, manuscripts written by him. They are there in museum at Ramana Ashram. And the translators of those are the most learned people of today and past. And some of the stories of his life were written in as diary by so many different devotees at the same time. You read and cross-check yourself. And then this being called Bhagavan, he went through scriptures And he pointed out, he picked up the best part of the scriptures and he said, you read this. This is exactly the same. Not that he refuted anything else, but just to simplify our life. And there is a small literature written by him, written by his devotees, and suggested by him. And you can keep contemplating on it. Like in exam time, we do this ghota, everything, keep repeating. What happens? It becomes completely, you get completely into it. Like right now, because of repetition of worldly things, we are completely involved in it. And we think we are part of it. So much an illusion because everyone around us is doing the same. But let's say we have an ashram in which there are 50, 100, 200 people living. And they are doing exactly opposite to the sansaris. Keep getting into it. How much? Everyone will be in that, isn't it? That is what I should say should happen in ashrams. Or must be happening. I don't visit, but must be happening. People who are celibate and living in ashrams. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Bhagavan said it doesn't matter. Even if you're grast, that's okay. It is all your seriousness. I think sometimes when you are in ashram and you know all your life, you have a lot of time, you think, I'll do it. I'm already, people are calling me Swami. I have those clothes and a big beard and, So somehow you feel that, yes, I can keep giving ashirvads and I've taken the train, I'll reach there. No. Everyone has to do their own bit. And grasta, and I think I should share a very personal experience with you. Because busy in family life, working, taking care of family, also doing with family whatever we do, we get very little time. But if your longing is intense, in that little time you can gain so much than a person who is living in an ashram in a forest for last 20 years. This is what I have seen, experienced. Because on this journey, I have met so many people living in ashrams and sannyasis. And when you go closer, you find that they are very relaxed attitude. They take their own time. They say, now I am here, I will do in my own time. But we are in a rush. Like you said, whatever time I get in morning, I give it. Because when you have less time, you are more intense. You achieve more in less time. And when you have all the time, you think, oh, I'll do it, I'll do it when I have full day, 3 days, 10 days. So I think we are all on this beautiful space in which we all can benefit from each other and go deeper in our self. So good to know people who are on this path. And you don't need too many people. You don't have to have 1,000 or 500, 10, 50, 20, 100, whatever, And look, in this busy life, we can do satsang online. It is so beautiful. Wherever we are living, we can be together as a pure family of satsangis without leaving our home. Global satsangis together. So beautiful. It's all His kripa, how it happens. Because I have to share, when I was on this path, I had not even one person to talk to. And I always thought there should be a way for grast people also, that they can also go deeper into it and help each other and share experiences or do something to help each other when something opens up. Because there can be a lot of experiences. Some can be frightening. And sometimes we have longing for some experience which has gone through. or kundalini or something, we all know this energy can behave in different ways in different people. So this was, you can see, one of my feeling that when the help is needed, there should be help to everyone. And I found this satsang is so beautiful thing. It's an instant help to everyone. Help and support. When a plant is a sapling, it's a small plant, it needs some support around, When it grows, it becomes a tree, it does not need support. Now it can support other plants. So we are all like that. It's a slow growing process. They say that this Brahman is in our heart in a form of a bud which is closed. It is closed because of the covering of all illusory things. The moment with the power of jnana, that coverings of this illusory coverings, it starts unwrapping itself. And then with devotion, you water it with your devotion, with your bhakti, and with jnana, all these coverings going on, this opens up. Most of the people, they die like a bud. It never opens. But seekers who pay attention to it, it opens, it becomes a flower, it becomes lotus. That is why in so many Eastern religions, lotus is considered such an auspicious thing. They give lotus as a gift. How beautiful is lotus? You see its bud, and then when it opens, it becomes so beautiful. And where it grows, we all know that. In all those muddy waters of samsara, you can open up like a lotus. So beautiful. And it's a process, and you get spurts of it, milliseconds, second, minutes, hours, and then. But know that what comes like an experience, satori, or which you think that you were there, but now you're back. Know that that is what you are, but then this cloud of ignorance has just come and it will go away because now you know that it is external. So in spite of whatever the mind is doing and its irritability or whatever it brings as a thought, all external and no relationship, give up your relationship with that. Let it be, let it be. And that is why accepting everything as it is can be very good practice. Let it be. Don't fight with anything.
Recently, it is any thought comes, you're starting to love the thoughts also, because that will redirect you to the self. You concentrate on the thought, and then yes, this thought arises, and you're getting into the self. I recently started doing this practice. Okay, fine, you're here. So let me concentrate over the thought. The thought stops and it'll plunge you into the self. Bhagavan said, go to the source. Where does this thought arise from? So that is I felt that's good thing to get into the source.
Even if a thought is coming, if you don't get involved, you just witnessing it. So the who witnesses the thought is you. You are already drashta. Finish. What else? There are two types of people. One who can witness, and some are involved in thoughts. Yeah. And they can spend hours in just shake chilli. One thought after another thought, and they are just in their dream world. Which actually now we in neuroscience, we call it an ego circuit, in which there is daydreaming happening. Like, self-referential. You keep taking, I have to do this, then I'll do this, and this happened to me. I, me, mine, only this and this. You question this I. You question this I all the time. Who is thinking? Who is involved in thinking? Question that I. You question and it disappears. The moment it disappears, the thought disappears. And then whatever it is, you can call it Brahman is me, but there is no one to say even that it is me. And it is a constant current of awareness all the time. You think thoughts are all the time? No. Thoughts comes and goes. But that constant current of pure awareness is all the time. It doesn't come, doesn't go. It doesn't say anything. It does not comment on anything. It does not even say whether you are realized or unrealized, or you are in bondage or not bondage. It does not even know these concepts.
Concepts are of the mind.
Yes. Bondage and out of bondage, it's all coming from the mind as in form of thoughts.
Thank you so much for this satsang.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There is a stage in seekers in which they don't want to live this crazy life. It's so much burden, living as a person, cheating people, getting cheated, involved with people who are selfish. Some are 1% selfish, some are 99% selfish. But there is, but you know, for a worldly person, he sees selfishness and ego tendencies in others. But for seeker, it is a different challenge. He sees in himself all those tendencies. And he is busy in removing these tendencies. And he finds there is so much of garbage. He thinks this life is not worth living the way I was living. So he has dispassion for life. And go deeper and deeper, and all these impurities become so much, like you realize impurities, and you intensify your sadhana, and as you go deeper and deeper, all impurities disappear, and you find the jewel in your heart, untainted, purest of pure, and now you want to live eternally as that. This is the biggest shift in a seeker. From the moment he wants to die to his eternal living as that. And we all go through these phases. I think most of the people, I can say all, I can't vouch for Bhagavan, how he felt before and after. But he was not a seeker, at least in this life. But this journey is so beautiful. It has all sorts of things of a masala movie, Bollywood movie. You start, you're longing and struggle, and like any typical Bollywood movie, end is best. Finally you get together, you both meet. It's not a tragic end, it's a good end. So I believe, this knowing self is like a nice Bollywood movie. All is well, which ends well. Even as Manasvi was saying, just even talking about that. You can call it by any name, Shiva, Krishna, Ram, Jesus, whatever. You get filled with that pure energy, because the moment you take his name, he gets into you. It is you only. And if you see, there is only one way to make it unfold in you, is by Simran, by remembrance, by keep repeating its name. Look, I am no authority to say whether Bhagavan accepted Japa and how much he was in favor of Japa. But I feel it is very, very strong thing. It is very important part of sadhana for a lot of people. Because Japa has that power to remove all impurities. And what is Japa? You are taking the name of divine all the time. It takes you there to the heart. You can call it indirect, but for some, this is the best way to get rid of impurities, make your mind concentrated on Brahman and take you there. And when you are deep into your japa, it just continues all the time. It continues whatever you're doing, it continues as a background sound. And you sleep, and in sleep it continues. It's unending. And the power of japa is so profound that it is like a weapon against all your thoughts, all your emotions, all your desires, all your attachments. It just finishes it. And from where you get this weapon? From the source only. And I think the source knows that this is the best for you at this stage of your sadhana, and it works. Because Bhagavan also said, self-inquiry is not suitable for everyone, for a mature seeker. So where this mature seeker will come? After doing some other sadhana, isn't it? Maybe japa, maybe bhajans, some devotion. And sometimes even this understanding about what we are looking for, slowly it matures and you know what we are talking about. And if someone on path of seeking, they can see what they used to think about enlightenment or realization in past and what they think now. Because for most of the people, it is like a magic moment, something will just blast in you, or chakras open and big halo around you, or something will happen, you will elevate or something. It is beyond all experiences. It is without experience, when there is no experience. Experiences are all in domain of mind only. Here it is perfect silence and peace. It is, I take it as loss of individuality is self-realization. End of separateness is self-realization. End of all your search is self-realization. Santosha, contentment, is self-realization. And internally, end of all responsibilities, or at least that heavy weight of responsibilities, ifs and buts, guilt and shame, pride, all this goes away. You feel there's nothing there, it's hollow, empty. Empty, filled with divine awareness. Empty, filled with Shiva's name all the time. One with the source. Now, you cannot say, I have faith, and I believe in God. Belief and faith are the starting points. Now you can't say anything. There's nothing to say, nothing left to discover. We look for small glimpses of bliss, experiences. Some experience occurred, we long for it. Now you know it is me. Everything is me. That experience is me, which I was longing for. The one who was longing is completely drowned in it and disappeared. When this is a newly found experience, the eyes becomes wide awake. There is no sleep left. And every moment is a celebration in it. And whom do you share this with? If you share with someone, the other person has no clue. If they really feel for you, they will call an ambulance to get you into a psych ward. Nobody can understand. They say in Hindi, it's gunge ka gud. Gud is Indian jaggery. The one who cannot speak, if he tastes, what can he explain? Because there is nothing similar which you have tasted, found, known before. Because what is mind? Mind compares with its data collection and tries to fit into a box. Anirvachaniya, unexplainable. You can't bring it even to your mouth. And it makes you very humble. It makes you, or it is humble. I think it is humble. What makes us is no more there. What makes us a form was our own idea. But isn't it strange that one idea keeps us in illusion throughout the life? And not one person, billions of people. And who challenges it? Only a seeker. Nobody else challenges. Don't think bad times people challenge it or good times they challenge it. No. Only a seeker challenges it. How beautiful to know Supreme, who is hiding from everyone except a seeker. He cannot hide. Seeker is just behind him. He is not satisfied with images and forms and rituals and money and whatever it is giving, because it is giving through Maya to us, coming from the source. But now seeker says, I had enough of everything, I have enjoyed everything, now I want to know you. Make me one with you. And what is the reason for it? What can be the reason to know divine? It is His kripa only which has given this thought to know divine. Otherwise, it will not come to us. As I said, there are billions of people who don't even think about it. So if it has come to us, then it is His responsibility to reveal it. Otherwise, we are like dhobi ka kutta. We are not here and we are not there. What is the point of staying like this, like a stray dog? We need to know if He has given this longing in us, then He has to give us. And I would say, you read English meaning of Aksharan Malay if you don't understand Tamil like me. And this is the whole, that is all about that. That you created in me, now it is your responsibility. Otherwise, you will be defamed. You have to show me complete, embrace me, make me one. And when it ends, Aksharan Malay, he says, this is the garland, I'm giving it to you. And see the emotions going through Aksharan Malay. Bhagavan is telling about his secrets and then saying, sorry, I have told to the word, and then he is getting quite angry to Arunachala. And look, this is all the emotions of a bhakta, And finally he said, now we are one. So have that relationship. That relationship with Atman, Brahman. Sansari is busy in relationships in this world. Seeker is interested only in one relationship. Whatever way you say, take that relationship, father, mother, brother, lover, whatever. Bhagwan used to call him father. Sufis call him beloved, your lover. A lot of people, they take it as their child, females as a Krishna child. Some say Sakha, my friend, whatever. But eventually you become one with it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.